the CEO of the IRS, Frank Bisignano, was just out today confirming that 94% of Americans are going to be seeing a boost in the amount of hundreds of billions of dollars. And that's what I want to focus on for you here in this video. And I do have this clip right here, which I will play for you in just a second, so you can see and hear for yourself exactly what Frank is saying right here. This clip is only about 1 minute and 10 seconds long. You're going to hear it for yourself. And again, this was just today, as we've also heard similar remarks out of the Treasury Secretary, Scott Besant, recently, but they're saying a lot of money is coming for a lot of people. And again, Frank is saying 94% of Americans, middle and low income people, to be getting all of this money. Now, Frank, in this interview as well, he also talks a little bit about Social Security and $6,000 benefit for Social Security beneficiaries. Well, I know that a lot of you here in this community that watch these videos receive Social Security. I want to clarify that for you as well, because he is not telling the whole story. I want to clarify that for you here in this short video. Anyway, let's play the clip here. This is, again, Frank Bisignano, the acting commissioner of the Social Security Administration. He is also the CEO of the IRS, which is honestly really weird. We've never seen a CEO with the IRS before, up until a couple months ago when he was appointed. Either way, this is the guy. Let's listen to the clip, again, only about 1 minute and 10 seconds long, and then I will come back and we will talk through all the details. All right, here's Frank Bisignano.
Frank Bisignano. Frank, great to see you again. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
So what about this refund? The president says it's going to be the best refund season ever. What should we expect?
Well, what we should expect, exactly what the president said, as always happens. And, you know, the great leadership of the Treasury Secretary has positioned us to be able to deliver in a whole bunch of ways for America. You know, you're going to look at probably 94% plus of middle-class Americans getting a boost. You'll look at tax rates coming down and getting the benefit going forward. You see all our Social Security recipients getting up to a $6,000 benefit, as he committed to the benefits of Social Security not being taxed. It'll be the biggest refunds that we've ever seen. And it's all, you know, because of the president's leadership and the Treasury Secretaries under one beautiful bill, which is unparalleled.
All right, so there's the clip of Frank Bisignano speaking in that interview this morning. And right from the very start there, you heard the host, Maria, ask about what these remarks were out of the president, indicating the largest refunds going out. Now, this is probably alluding to some of the remarks out of the president, most notably that address to the entire country that the president made last Wednesday, where he was indicating that the average household or people are going to be seeing between $11,000 and $20,000 more because of the effects of the OBBB, which is that large reconciliation tax bill that was signed into law over the summer on the 4th of July of 2025. So either way, this is, again, Frank Bisignano. And again, this is also echoing some of those remarks out of the Treasury Secretary, Scott Besant, recently as well, where he's also indicating around $150 to $200 billion going out here in the next couple months, as in tax refunds as well. Now, that's what this is. And again, they are referring to middle income and low income people getting the bulk of this money. Now, something that I want to talk about super fast here, which is this. There's been some talk, in fact, Scott Besant indicated this back at the beginning of November, is that we've heard out of the president multiple times now, this $2,000 dividend, the $2,000 stimulus, or whatever you want to call it. They continue to act like it's something totally different than the tax refunds. However, back at the beginning of November, Scott Besant did indicate that we may see this extra $2,000 actually as a function of tax refunds, additional money going out to people. My point being with that is they still continue to say that, oh no, it's separate, don't worry, the $2,000 dividend, the $2,000 rebate or stimulus is going to be different than the tax refunds. However, I just want to warn you, I would not be shocked one bit if they backpedal into it, if they cannot get the $2,000 dividend or the $2,000 stimulus actually provided and passed at some point. I wouldn't be shocked at some point in 2026 if they backpedal and say, oh no, you already got it. Remember that bigger tax refund you got? Yeah, duh, that's the $2,000. That's exactly what we were talking about. Now, they indicate that's not going to be the case, but I wouldn't be shocked to see them backpedal into it if they cannot get the $2,000 done. I'm just letting you know right now, just be prepared. I wouldn't be shocked to see that one bit whatsoever. Now, let's take a minute here and talk about the remark out of Frank Bisignano here in this interview when he was talking about the $6,000 benefit for Social Security beneficiaries. Now, that is kind of true. Let me clarify that for you. And again, I have dedicated videos here on the channel talking about this, but this also came out of the OBBB, okay, that big reconciliation bill that passed over the summer. Here's what's interesting. He indicated the $6,000 benefit. The way that he talked about it makes me think that he doesn't truly understand what this is. Okay, I'm just saying, maybe he does, I don't know. The way that he kind of said it makes me think he doesn't even know what he's talking about. Maybe he does, I don't know. Okay, here's what it is. It's not a $6,000 benefit boost, not at all. It is not money in your pocket, but rather it is a $6,000 deduction, huge difference here between deduction and credit/check. Big difference, okay? It's a $6,000 deduction per person, not only for Social Security beneficiaries, it is just for people that are 65 and over at any point in 2025, okay? Now, I'm going to be fair with you. I'm filming this video near the very end of 2025. There's only a handful of days left of 2025. But if you are still 64 right now and you turn 65 sometime between now and the end of the year, or if you're already 65 or over, this would be eligible for you. Okay, my point being is that you've got to be 65 for at least one day in 2025 to be eligible for this. It's a $6,000 deduction for people that are 65 and over who have an income below the thresholds. The income threshold is 75 grand as an individual, and there's a phase out between 75 and $175,000 as an individual. And for a married couple, it's actually $12,000, $6,000 per person, $12,000 total. And that's for people with an income under $150,000 as a married couple, or there's a phase out from 150 to 250 of income. It phases out to nothing during that phase, okay? So that's what that's all about. It's a deduction on your federal tax return, not a credit, not a check, not a boost to benefits. That's what that is, okay? Just want to clarify that because he says it's a $6,000 benefit. When you hear that as a Social Security beneficiary, you might be thinking, oh yeah, this is great. I'm in the money. Six big ones coming to me. No, not a chance, okay? Not even close. Deduction, huge difference of a deduction versus a credit versus a check versus a benefit boost. Big difference, okay? Anyway, just want to clarify this for you, and I want you to hear all the information that's out there. As I've always said, I'm going to bring this to you in any information that's coming out in regards to your money, your benefits, raises to benefits, any type of distribution of money or checks. We're going to see a whole lot more of this. We've heard it multiple times out of the administration. We've heard it out of Frank Bisignano a couple times. We've heard it out of the Treasury Secretary. We heard it out of Kevin Hassett, the White House economic advisor. We've heard it out of the press secretary. We've heard it out of many people that, oh, Americans are getting huge checks. Yeah, it's called a tax refund. That's what that's all about. And apparently these are going to be the biggest in the history of this country. We'll see about that. They continue to say that the average person is going to get over $4,000. And again, wouldn't be shocked, just laying the groundwork right here, laying the foundation. If you've been wondering about the $2,000 dividend, the $2,000 stimulus, it could still happen. They still say that it's totally independent of the tax refund. But I'm saying if they can't get it done, totally expect them to backpedal into it and say, we were talking about the tax refunds. Trust us on this, okay? Just letting you know right now, be prepared. Wouldn't be shocked to get a backpedal in 2026, but they're also saying they're still going to be separate. So if that's the case, if they're really going to be sending out $4,000 as a refund on average, plus $2,000 as a dividend or stimulus per person, we're talking about like huge amounts of money going out to a lot of people in 2026. I mean, we're talking like $1 trillion. It's a lot of money, okay? By the way, the $2,000 stimulus check or dividend payment would cost roughly $600 billion. And if they're talking upwards of $200 billion in refund payments, I mean, that's $800 billion alone. We're talking $1 trillion. Seriously, it's a lot of money, okay? Anyway, I'll continue to keep you posted every single day along the way. I'll bring the information as it's hitting the wire. Thank you so much for watching this. Really appreciate you. Happy holidays. If you have not done so, please consider subscribing. 100% free. Big subscribe button down below. Please share the video. Big share button right down below as well. Otherwise, have a nice day. That's about all that matters these days. Have a nice day. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you. Let me know what I can do for you. Drop your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. Until next time, have a good one. Again, please subscribe, please share the video, and I'll see you again very soon in the next one.